Dear Prudence, it's a brand new day. Hey, yeah, yeah. Dear Prudence. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video and hangout session of Guitar with Gavin. Today we have a very special episode. It is my first request video. So, Lay Bama, if that is, I can't really remember. You got two numbers at the end. I'm sorry, I don't remember those. And I'm probably mispronounced what you actually want it to be pronounced as. But dude, this one's for you. You requested, hey Prudence. And, you said specifically in the key of C. And it was weird to me because I'm like, I know for a fact, I have seen so many tutorials for this song. So I don't know why I was like, this has been done. What does he mean? No, they're all in the key of D. Every single one that I could find, all in the key of D. So guys, we're doing this in the key of C. The key that the Garcia Band does it in, right? And so yeah, we're gonna break this down into really like two parts, our verse, chorus, and our bridge section, and then we'll talk about some lead stuff. I have two things that I wanna talk about in particular for that. So, but yeah, so let's jump on into this. There are two ways that I'm gonna go over kind of the verse and the chorus section. One is that walking bass line that you saw me do at the beginning. And one will be kind of a more chord approach to it. That kind of thing. So, but before we get into that, there's something I really want to talk about first. This video has been sponsored, but I'm just kidding, it's not sponsored. I want to talk about the notes that make up this bass line because it is so important. It is just going C, B flat, A flat, and then obviously repeats. And what's important about that is when we have our C, and this is our root note here, right? So we're just thinking, okay, this is in C. We don't know C major, C minor yet. Then we're going down to B flat. That is the minor seventh, the flat seventh, which tells me, oh, C minor, right? I'm thinking that. Well, then we go down to the A note. That is the sixth note in the C major scale. So that tells me, oh, what do you know? Maybe it's C major or C mixolydian, maybe, right? Or when we go down to the next one, also got A flat. Well, that is the flat, or it's the sixth in C minor. So we'll get more into that, why that's important for the soloing section, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it, how it literally kind of goes root, minor, major, minor, and you'll understand why. Obviously, you probably have some things clicking. But, so, what I'm doing to play that kind of the bass line for myself is I'm just playing a C bar chord from our A string, right? 3, 5, 5, 5. And the nice thing is we're playing 5, 5, 5 on the D, G, and B the entire time. And so I'm starting here, and then I'm going to switch and bring my ring or my pointer finger to the 5th fret, and then my middle finger 6th fret of our low E. That is our B flat bass note with the C bar chord, because these right here on our D, G, and B, that's our 1, 3, 5, or in this case the 5, 3, or the 1, and then the 3. And then from there, I switched to doing kind of more like A minor 7 bar chord, if you've played like R&B, like, right? And so I'm going middle finger on the 5th fret of our low E, and then using my ring finger to go 5, 5, 5 on the D, G, and B. And then from there, I'm just gonna use my pointer finger to go to the 5th fret on or the 4th fret on our low E, and that's our A flat. And I really like going it that way because when I go back to the C next, my pointer finger just moves to the 3rd fret, right? It's kind of a full circle. So it looks like this. I'm just gonna throw this out there because I kind of like going about it this way, especially playing by myself. You can kind of get a little funky with it. And all I'm doing there is just kind of, instead of picking them together, I'm just going a little separately. Just add a little splash of funk in there. And then, so let's talk about the chord way of looking at it. So to start off, we can look at it as like a C major open chord, right? And what I'm going to focus on more though here is our D, G, and B. You're more than welcome to play the high E if you want to get the, what is that, our major third in there. But you don't necessarily have to. But what I am focusing on here is our D, G, and B string. So I'm playing first fret on our B, open G string, and then second fret on our D string. And then if we just play those three strings, just like how it is, that's our C, right? Now, we go to B flat, that's the third fret on our G string. And you'll recognize that it's a C7, right? And then from there, we're going down to the C6, which is the A note. So we're just gonna go second fret on the G. And you'll notice that this just looks like an A minor chord, right? So far. And then we're just going one more half step down to getting the A flat, which is gonna be the first fret on our G. So. And so that's a good way of playing the song and still getting that kind of following that bass without, if you're playing with like a full band, you're playing with a bassist, you're playing with another guitarist, you're playing with a keyboardist, and they're kind of taking more of that low register. Sorry, right there. This is kind of a good way of still playing along, but not stepping on their toes, right? So now let's just convene into the last little part of our verse chorus section. And it's just gonna go C, C7, B flat, F. And then C, C7, B flat to F. That is our verse / chorus section. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? And so, like I said, the way it ends is just 3 chords. You don't have to do the C7, you can just hang out on C. I kind of like that C7, just a little bit of tension in there. It's up to you though. So now let's jump into our bridge section here. So the bridge is just 3 chords, and it's the look around, round, round, look around, look around, that stuff, right? So we're just gonna go C, look around, round, round, look around, round, round. I can't do the melody. I don't know why it's not coming to me. I don't know. I'm also sitting here like I can't sing to save my life. But we're just gonna go C to F to G back to F. And they do that 3 or 4 times. I think it's 4, and then they kind of go into that weird little section after that. But yeah, just C, look around, round, F, G, F. And then we get into this really cool, kind of weird section, right? We have an E flat. That's going to be the 6th fret on our A string, and then 888 on the D, G, and B. That's where I go. Obviously, you know, you can 2.5 step down if you really wanted to, and then play an open E chord. But yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That makes everything a lot more complicated. So, and then from there, we're gonna go to an F sharp. So there are a couple things here that I'm gonna hurry and say. So you can go to the F sharp there, which is the 9th fret of our A string. You can go down to the 2nd fret of our low E. But a lot of people, there will be some people that don't like all of a sudden going from this to this. Just because it went from being, you know, kind of more mid-range to this lower range. So what I like to do, and I really, really like this, is just doing an F shape or an F sharp triad. And then it kind of stays in that same register. So that's just 4 on our D, 3 on our G, and then 2 on our B, right? But like I said, if you want to go up, or if you want to take it way down, you totally can. The next chord after that is going to be just a regular F. So E flat, F sharp, F, and then goes to a C. And that is that weird little section right there. E flat, F sharp, F, C. Now, to talk about some lead ideas. So like we kind of talked about at the beginning, the notes that make up Paul McCartney's bass line that we know so well that drives this song, right? And we kind of went over where those notes come from. We have our root, we have a flat seventh, we have a major sixth, and then we have a minor sixth. So essentially, this song is perfect for mixing your major and minor pentatonics together. It's just a fantastic opportunity to do it. I'm not going to dive too deep into that, so just want to say that's a really cool thing that we can do on this. Second point here is actually, we always talk about chord tones. When we talk about soloing in the style of Jerry, it's always playing your chord tones. Well, play those in your solo. C, which is the 5th fret in our G. Then we have our B flat, which is on the 8th fret of our D. Then we have on the 7th fret the A, the 6th fret, our A flat. And then, because the chord progression just wraps back to C, if we go down to the 5th fret on the D, it's a G, which is the 5th note in the key of C, right? So we just went literally chord tone, chord tone, chord tone, chord tone, chord tone. And you can walk into these, you can do little licks to get into those notes. I mean, that was very simple, but it gets us to where we need to go. I know, and that one was even more weird, but hey, we're trying to come up with a lick to then get us into that bass chord tone right there, right? And other ways of doing that, up on our B string, we have the 13th. Then we have the 11th fret. Then we have the 10th fret. And then we have the 9th fret. And what's really cool right here, guys, if you bend up that C a whole step and then a half step, that's the minor third as well. So, a little cool trick there. Or if you are soloing up here and you're on the 15th fret of our B, and you can go up a whole step, that's the major third. And then you just bend up a half step, that's the minor third. But yeah, sorry. Mainly what I wanted to talk about though is actually putting the notes from the bass line into your solo. And then so the last thing that I want to touch on here that's very Jerry-esque is bending into a chord tone a half step below. So if we want to, if we're playing a C chord, or the band is, right? And we are soloing and we want to play the C note. Well, something that Jerry does is goes a half step back and then he bends into it. And you can kind of do this C, B flat, A flat, right there. We just did these little half steps into the chord tone and then we walk down the bass notes, right? Pretty cool. And you can do that on more than just the one. So for like our 5, for instance, we can do it, let's do it on our B string right here on the 8th fret, right? It's just nice, kind of a soulful, pretty, emotional, lyrical, melodic kind of thing to do. And Jerry does it a lot. I'm trying to think, you know, you can do it on Know Your Rider. We go from the D to the C to the G to the D. There's our C, there's our G, and there's our D that we just bent in a half step below the 5 of our D. And so the other one that we can do here is obviously our 3rd. And because we can mix and match our major and minors here, we can go a half step on the minor 3rd, into the major 3rd, and then a half step back into the minor 3rd, just like that, right? You can kind of go the other way. I don't really like that as much. I like going down, so major 3rd, minor 3rd, and there we just did a little half step into their 1. And there's lots of ways that you can do it. That's a cool little place too. That's 3 on our E, 4 on our B, and then 4 on the G, a half step into our 1. And so yeah, that's just something else I really wanted to touch on. It just makes for some very interesting sounding licks and styles and stuff like that. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns below. I didn't want to make this video very long. I made it once before and it turned out to be like 30 minutes long. That was a lot of beer talking in that video, so hopefully I condensed it without going too fast. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any other requests. I'm still pumping out some stuff. I think with this video and pushing some stuff back, I'm good until December on videos. But if you have a request, I will push stuff back to get that more in sooner. I don't know. Words. They're the worst. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. Happy jamming and enjoy the rest of your day.